What is up, everybody? Keith Jameson, Go Back Gator Guy 231. Hope you all had a good midweek. I had like a great midweek, like MLS and Interleague and all the other leagues, but EPL, should have listened to myself on the preview. Somehow I got myself off of Holland after, you all that watched the video through all the rain was like, this is all the reasons why you shouldn't play another forward over Holland. And then what I do? Play another one over Holland. Stuff happens. Just a reminder to stick with your gut sometimes. So anyhow, hope you all are enjoying the videos. Just a quick reminder before we get into the 6-game EPL slate on Saturday, which is looking really juicy. These are the slates that I love, so I'm really excited to go over it with you. Just a reminder, like, subscribe, and comment. Let's just jump right into it. So at the top, first game we're going to go over is Fulham at Tottenham. Tottenham is the biggest favorite on the slate at home, minus 223. So the days of Son's monopolies appears to be over. Ivan Perisic is now taking his sets. The way this, I should have actually said this before jumping into the game. All right, let me backtrack real quick. Minus 223 is the biggest favorite on the slate, but the biggest favorite on the slate is Tottenham, who years upon years of DFS. And I'm sorry for all the Spurs fans. The Spurs are like most heavily represented fan base at FSI. For anybody that joins, just know that coming in. So I'm sorry to those guys, but all we've learned in years of DFS soccer is Spurs is that team when they are the biggest favorite, or when they look like they are the team to stack. Be careful, because that is a team that likes to let people down. Now, this is a new version, right? This is probably the best in terms of just talent, top to bottom, they've ever had. Best manager. I'm sure Pochettino lovers will be there, but Conte has a long track record of winning championships. So I think, arguably you could just go, all right, I'm gonna play Son. Maybe I'll play Kane. I'm not gonna play Kane. Like, that's the guy I know I'm not gonna play. And if it kills me, so be it. But I think, realistically with Kane, if he scores one goal, you can easily make it up for it. Where you're gonna struggle, or what you want to avoid, is 2 Kane goals. But I think you fade him. The only other guy I think you really consider from this game is Ivan Perisic. Ivan Perisic, as we know from days at Bayern, from days at Inter, from days at Croatia, soon to be more during the World Cup. But guy's a DFS monster. Shoots, crosses. He has some corners now. I think he was fresh off of 9 corners last game. All that being said, though, because he's playing wing back, because he's not like a natural wing back, all you really are going to get is the crosses. So you really do want to get an assist. But he's 6,300, 6,100, something like that. So in midfield, only eligible. So I think he's a fine play if you end up there. But I do think Son, just to circle all the way back, Son still is a core play to me. He is still getting set pieces. Son still, arguably, could have been the player of the year last year. Just because Son does not have a monopoly does not make him all of a sudden this overpriced or terrible play. Son still scores a ton, still has amazing chemistry with Kane. He still is the creative force behind Spurs, right? Just Kane's in there a little bit, but the team will go as Son goes, in my opinion. I think people will say Kane, but I just think Son is the best player on Spurs. He is sub 10,000. He is the biggest favorite on the slate, so I think you just play him, and he's 4 eligible, so I think you just play him. Fulham, I don't think we need anybody there. Mitrovic, if you think that they pull an upset, that could be a lone goal. But Pereira, it's monopoly set pieces, which is nice. But we have 12 teams on this slate. We don't need to be chasing set pieces on the biggest dog. That's just a way to get us to lose. So I would pass on all of them. Anybody from Fulham's GPP only. Let's go to Chelsea, which, God, I made my holder. I do not have any Chelsea. I kind of actually feel like everybody's down enough on Chelsea right now that they would actually be an epic GPP stack, and this might be a big old FU game, kind of in the way Liverpool was last week. But I just don't actually get those vibes, and West Ham also just has a lot they need to recover. So I think Chelsea's fine for GPP, but there's nobody that Chelsea you just look at and go, man, I have to have that guy. If you get Reece James at wingback, that might be one of the guys that you pause and go, man, he could put up a monster here. But otherwise, James, Cucurella, Mount are the only ones with floors. I don't think we'll see Ziyech again. Somehow he did not get a move. It does not appear. God, that would have been great for So Rare if he got to Ajax. But anyhow, I digress from that dream. I think everybody is just more like they exist, or they're just a little overpriced. You know, Mason Mount, you know, God. He's just not the Mason Mount that we had for a little bit. So I just don't think you need anybody there. Like, James would be my favorite play. Cucurella probably second favorite. But, like, even their sets, I made a joke with Storm that, like, the moment we think we know what the Chelsea sets are going to be, they're not. So it's just like, do we really need to run to that uncertainty, run to a team struggling? No, I don't think you do. Pay them in GPP. Same with West Ham. Fornals, Bowen, Cresswell, all over like some version of set pieces. I don't think any of them are necessary. First, Chelsea at the bridge. They shouldn't have much. West Ham would play on the counter. If you're going to play any West Ham, just play for the goal. They're not going to have a lot of possession. They're not going to generate a lot of corners. So I'll just pass. Leeds at Brentford. Leeds is one play only. That's Jack Harrison. You know, you could argue Brendan Aronson is splitting sets with him, but Jack Harrison just, it's all kind of designed for him to get out wide and cross the ball in, which is what we want for DFS. Now, he's priced up. He's 8,700. I don't think he's like a great fit, especially if Leeds is plus 300, but he would be the Leeds piece that you look at. On the Brentford side, they're not like super DFS friendly, but if you think this is a game that they show up, they have a great home field advantage. I think targeting like a Tony as for GPP works, but like the cash play would be Embuemo, splitting sets with Jensen, and sometimes De Silva. But Embuemo, you know, attacking role, forward eligible, set pieces. Yes, he's on the short list of forward options for me. The rest of Brentford probably pass. Bournemouth at Forest. This is the game I want to target. Bournemouth, it's just really bad. Like, I don't think I actually gave enough credit to how bad Bournemouth is. I actually really liked them this midweek, and they did nothing. They were cheap enough that it didn't hurt. I played Neto, and you know, he got clean sheet, which was really nice. But they're bad. Like, they were getting pummeled by Wolves all game. Now they're going away to Forest. I've talked about this over and over again. I'm probably going to talk about it all season. But these teams that are going to be playing for relegation, and Forest, even though they're starting out decent, they're going to be down in that bottom quadrant. When they are at home versus a mid-table or low-table team, the manager is in there all week pounding the drums. We have to get points here. And when you're playing the worst team in the Premier League in Bournemouth, you're not only saying we have to get points, we have to get 3 points here. So I expect Forest to come out just like blitzing. I love Forest here. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is a core play. Took a monopoly set pieces. He's somehow forward eligible. Former Wolves guy, you know, I don't even know if I want to go Wonder Kid, but, you know, went out on loan. I want to say Sheffield last year was really good in the championship. He's back. Really creative guy. He's going to take all his set pieces at sub 7,000 on my favorite team of the slate. Yeah, I'm all about it. And then I also think Nico Williams, even though he lost sets, Nico Williams, we know from Liverpool days, from, where was he last year? Bournemouth, I think. Bournemouth? I don't remember where he was on loan. I might be wrong. No, I think it was Fulham. Oh, I think it was Fulham. But anyhow, he just crosses the ball a ton. And they're playing that wing-back system where he can be up and really be playing as a winger. So I think Nico, that's my other core play, Nico Williams. Nico Williams, Gibbs-White, and Son is where I'm starting my lineup. So I love Forest. You could go ahead and let's just like, if you want to just really get off the board, you know, pick a goal, pick one of their forwards, whoever starts. I can never remember their names right. They've been spending some money, man. Forest is spending some serious money. So I like Dean Henderson a lot. Bournemouth just does not look like they have any sort of attack at all. Dean Henderson has been one of the better goalkeepers in Premier League so far this year. So really big fan of there. We got Southampton. I can barely remember my rating. It looks like S-O-W. But I think it's Southampton. At Wolves, plus 120. Still haven't been a James Ward-Prowse slate. I don't see a way to fit him, but I'm always a big fan. But that's it on Southampton. Like, that's the cool part about Southampton. You just decide, do you want Ward-Prowse? No? Okay, move on. For Wolves, Nunez and Neto are splitting their set pieces. Nunez is kind of surprising because he wouldn't even take sets at Sporting. But now, all of a sudden, he is here, but he's splitting with Neto. Neto's a really, really good option. I wish he was forward eligible. I guess we don't really need it because Son and Gibbs-White are locks, so doesn't matter. But I like Neto at Malinu. It's another good home field advantage versus a crappy team in Southampton. That's coming off of a huge result, right? Huge result versus Chelsea. So that's kind of like one of those letdown spots, which can kind of be pretty sexy. So I kind of like Wolves as an upset pick. But yeah, João Moutinho finally had a big game. I'm not all of a sudden going to run to the João Moutinho. There's just so many options. So yeah, I think that covers Wolves. Final game, Crystal Palace at Newcastle. Newcastle, let's just quickly do that. Not the same team without Bruno in the middle. That said, I really like Trippier. He would split sets most likely with Target if he's back in. He was in versus Liverpool. But I really like Trippier. I think he's a little underpriced. He would be like probably my next favorite guy after the core. I can see some people all of a sudden go, I'm going to find more for James or whatever. Like, that's fine. But Trippier, one of the best direct free kick takers in the world, would get the corners. Should be a position where Newcastle wants to get a win at St. James. So, yeah, I like Trippier a lot. You can go, I think Newcastle, anytime they're at home as a favorite, like, that's a place where, I think Newcastle is good enough to surprise some people and to put, like, 2-3 goals on teams. So, like, we want to play Isaac, Joelinton, never really Miguel Almiron for me. Just not, like, it's actually really interesting to say because so many times we struggle to have a forward option, and I think the forward options are just so clear cut here that it just kind of opens up the slate. It makes the building really fun. So I'm trying to think if there's anybody else on Newcastle. Target, I guess, is fine. Yeah, Pope at home is always good too. For Palace, Ulisse played, was great. I'm not really targeting Palace here. Palace away is just never gonna be a team I like to target much. So nobody really from there. So that'll do it. I think I covered it all. So if you have any questions, respond in the chat. Have an extra day ahead of time. Hope this analysis helps. Once again, if you liked it, like, subscribe, comment. With that, I'll say, see you.